The Extraterrestrial Conundrum, a tale of interstellar diplomacy, planetary exploration, and epic space battles across the cosmos. Chapter 1. First contact. The year was 2157. Humanity had advanced at an unprecedented rate since the first man, Yuri Gagarin, took to the stars in 1961. Terraforming colonies had been established on planets orbiting distant stars, and faster-than-light travel was possible thanks to the development of the Alcubierre drive. No one could have predicted, however, what was about to happen. The first contact with an alien race came unexpectedly. A large, metallic spaceship appeared out of nowhere in the skies above Earth, causing a widespread panic. Governments scrambled to make sense of the situation, while scientists and astronomers tried to gather as much data as they could from the mysterious vessel. After hours of anticipation, the spacecraft came to a hover over the United Nations headquarters in New York City. A loudspeaker in multiple languages called out, "Attention, inhabitants of the third planet. We come in peace, we are the Qotara." With both trepidation and curiosity, the world leaders assembled to meet with the Qotara representatives. They were humanoid in appearance, tall, with skin the color of midnight, and they spoke in surprisingly fluent English. The head of the delegation introduced himself as Vax, a diplomat of the Qotara Council. He explained that his people had been observing Earth for some time and were impressed with humanity's technological advancements, particularly its space exploration program. Vax invited Earth to join the interstellar community and become part of the Qotara Assembly. He also offered to share their advanced technology, which included faster-than-light travel, quantum computing, and advanced medical procedures that could cure illnesses once thought incurable. The representatives were delighted by the prospect of joining this interstellar community, but some were skeptical of the Qotara's intentions. Questions arose about whether Earth could trust these aliens and what ramifications would befall humanity for entering into an alliance with them. Chapter 2. Planetary Exploration. A joint committee consisting of the leading scientists from the United Nations was established to discuss the Qotara's offer. They recommended sending a group of experts to explore Qotara-owned planets and assess the extent of their technology. A team of 5 scientists, Dr. Henry Lee, Professor Rachel White, Dr. Anson Chen, Dr. James Johnson, and Professor Susie Kim, was chosen to embark on this historic mission. The team was equipped with the latest advanced technologies, such as a quantum supercomputer capable of running complicated simulations, AI companions, and nanosuits that enabled them to breathe in hostile environments. Their first stop was the Qotara planet Arver. The planet was similar to Earth but 10 times larger. The team explored the lush forests, snow-clad mountains, and azure oceans. They also had a chance to visit the Qotara cities and witness their advanced medical procedures in action. The Qotara's medicine was unlike anything on Earth. They had cured diseases like cancer, which had been a scourge of humanity for centuries. They also had developed technology that enabled them to regrow lost limbs and organs, something that had never been done on Earth. However, their time in Arver was cut short when they received an emergency transmission. A planet belonging to the Qotara had come under attack from an unknown species. The Qotara Council had dispatched their armed forces to reclaim the planet, but they needed assistance. The Earth team agreed to join the Qotara military in battle. Chapter 3. The conquest of Qotara. The planet under siege was Qotara, the closest planet to Arver. They arrived on Qotara, which was a barren wasteland, devoid of life. Qotara forces were locked in combat with the enemy force. The Earth team was dropped in the thick of it, tasked with gaining intel about the enemy and identifying their weaknesses. The enemy force was unlike anything they had ever encountered, an insectoid species known only by the Qotara as the Devore. These creatures possessed powerful exoskeletons that made them impervious to conventional weaponry, and their speed and strength rivaled that of the Qotara. The first battle was nothing short of catastrophic. The Earth team watched in horror as Qotara dreadnoughts were destroyed, some crashing into the planet's surface, sending debris flying. The Devore used burrowing tactics and launched explosive projectiles, causing vast damage to the Qotara forces. The air was filled with the sounds of weapons firing, shouting, and the whirring of machinery. The Earth team took refuge in a bunker, where they analyzed the intel they had gathered. While there seemed to be no significant weaknesses in the Devore's exosuits, the team noticed a pattern in their attacks. The Devore's swarming tactic would cause the Qotara to concentrate their fire on an area, leaving them vulnerable in other parts of the battle. Using this information, the team formulated a plan to take out the enemy. They hacked into the Qotara communication system and coordinated an attack that exploited the Devore's tactical shortcomings. The final battle was intense, pitting the Earth team, Qotara fleet, and ground forces against the Devore. The amplified power and coordination of armed forces sealed their victory. After the battle, the Qotara thanked the Earth team for their bravery and intelligence. They admitted they had underestimated the tactical abilities of humans and promised to revise their assumptions. Chapter 4. Interstellar Diplomacy. The Earth team returned to Arver, where they were received as heroes by the Qotara citizens. The victory had boosted morale, and there was a newfound respect between Earth and the Qotara. However, there was still much work to be done in terms of diplomacy. Earth's acceptance into the Qotara assembly was up for debate. Not all assembly members were convinced that humanity was ready to join them and that they would be a good fit for the interstellar community. The Earth team was called upon to ensure Earth's acceptance into the assembly. They were tasked with meeting with the other assembly members and convincing them of Earth's worthiness. The first planet they visited was Venur, a planet populated by a plant-based species. They were a peaceful species, and the team was surprised to learn that they had never experienced war or violence. The Venur representatives listened intently to the Earth team's account of their journey with the Qotara, and they were impressed by their bravery and intelligence. They admired Earth's determination to protect people, even if it meant going into battle, a concept that was foreign to them. They agreed to support Earth's candidacy into the assembly. The next planet they visited was Azar, a planet populated entirely by robots. They had developed advanced AI systems, but their technological progress had stagnated. The Azar representatives were hesitant to grant Earth acceptance into the assembly, citing their fear of AI becoming too powerful and enslaving humanity. The Earth team allayed their fears, discussing the relationship between humans and AI, and how they could coexist peacefully. One by one, the Earth team convinced the various assembly members of the value of Earth's inclusion in the assembly. Chapter 5. The extraterrestrial conundrum finally, the vote came. The Assembly voted in favor of Earth's inclusion, and the Earth representatives whooped with joy. Humanity was officially part of the interstellar community. The team remained on Arver, serving as Earth's representatives in the Assembly. They participated in discussions, cultural exchange programs, and more space exploration. They were also privy to confidential information, which was shared only with the Assembly members, and sometimes the Qotara military. They learned that there were more dangerous forces in the universe than even the Devore, forces that had destroyed entire civilizations before. The Earth team knew that it was now their responsibility to ensure humanity's place in the universe. They stood ready to face any challenges that lay ahead and protect their planet from the dangers that lurked beyond the stars. The extraterrestrial conundrum was as complex as its name, and the team was ready. They knew that the future was uncertain, but they also knew that their bravery, intelligence, and determination could steer humanity through any obstacle.